Well, Demon Slayer fans, this is it. The 4th season has been officially confirmed, and it will cover the Hashira Training Arc from the manga. It will feature the biggest and most exciting self-improvement arc for the Hashiras and our Demon Slayer friends. We'll also get to see some interesting backstories that will help us understand some questions you may have. Like, what is the meaning of Tanjiro's mark? Why did Muichiro's and Kanroji's manifest as well? And at the end of the season, we'll see the man, the myth, the legend, Muzan's plans, and a crazy reveal. So if you want to have a sneak peek with no spoilers of what is coming and the purpose of the Hashira training, stick to the end of the video because I will also reveal a juicy info about one of our favorite characters. The Hashira Training Arc takes the story from the Swordsmith Village arc and further mixes the chaos and craziness that's about to happen. So, to recap the last arc, we see Tanjiro going into the swordsmith's village, and as Tanjiro waits for his sword to be healed, the village is attacked by 2 upper moon demons. Tanjiro and Nezuko, with the help of Tokito, Kanroji, and Genya, defeat the demons after a fierce battle. But toward the end, our hearts dropped and tears filled our eyes with the fear that Nezuko was going to die under the sun. But to our surprise, she survived, and she started talking again. But the joy is taken away when we see that Muzan Jackson has found out this detail and is going to do anything to absorb Nezuko and conquer the sun as well. So what's coming in the upcoming arc? Well, as the title of the next season says, the Hashiras will be involved in some sort of training in anticipation of a possible attack by Muzan. To be more precise, in the manga, we see that they hold a meeting with Amane Ubuyashiki and discuss possible ways to increase their strength and how to obtain the Demon Slayer mark that Tanjiro has. She also explains what that mark means and its history, unable to get a clear description from Tanjiro or Kanroji on how to make the mark appear. Tokito tells them that they have to turn into a Super Saiyan! Yeah, you heard me. A Super Saiyan. Just hear me out. Tokito said at the time the mark showed, he noticed 4 characteristics. 1. He was struggling to stay alive. 2. His heart rate was very high. 3. He had a fever. And wait for it, he was furious, engulfed in rage. That's how you turn into a Super Saiyan. Not that stupid description Kappa gave in Dragon Ball Super. After learning this, it was agreed that the Hashiras and the lower-ranked Demon Slayers are to take part in an intense training. The training will push each participant beyond their limits in hopes to meet the criteria Tokito explained. Everyone agreed to train except Giyu and Shinobu. The reason Giyu doesn't want to is because he is a cocky Sasuke wannabe. I'm playing. There's a deeper reason why he acts that way. No one knows the mystery behind his past, but we will find out in the upcoming season. I may hint a little later in the video, so stick to the end. As for Shinobu, well, she wants to go make some poisons, but she will receive help that will create a lethal weapon against the demons. You may be wondering, what kind of training will the Hashiras do to get even stronger if the only other stronger beings are demons and Muzan? The 9 Hashiras have specific abilities they excel at. Therefore, each will come up with a program to help everyone else increase those areas they lack, so they are more deadly on the battlefield. The training program will begin with our boy Tengen Playboy Uzui, the Sound Hashira, who will train everyone's stamina. You know this man can last a long time in a fight and in bed. Seriously, he has 3 women. And he held his own with only 1 arm against Gyutaro in the previous season. My man is a beast! Then we'll see Kanroji involved in the hellish flexibility training, which I'm sure all of you are eager to see more of her in this arc. I'd definitely go to that yoga class if she was my instructor. She can bend me into a pretzel. Kanroji is wife material. Don't judge me. Anyway, next up we have the Mist Hashira, Muichiro Tokito. He will work on quick movement training, which makes sense because he's quite a quick fellow. The guy can kill anyone and they won't see it coming. Then Obanai Orochimaru Iguro, the Serpent Hashira, will revise, train, and improve sword skills using obstacles to increase the accuracy and efficiency of sword attacks. Then we'll see Sanami Scarface Shinazugawa, the Wind Hashira's Infinite Pounding, which is basically him hitting everyone like punching bags until they throw up, pass out, or just die. This, in a way, builds endurance against attacks. The dude's a freaking psychopath! And lastly, we have Gyomei Cryface Himejima, the Stone Hashira. He may be crying, but this guy is brolic as hell. He will beat you up with just his nostrils. Anyway, he will train muscle reinforcement and balance. You may be thinking, the arc will lack essence. That's just us seeing Tanjiro and everyone going through training with nothing else. But that's where you are wrong. After this arc, we'll get to know whether Tanjiro can control his Demon Slayer mark or not, and which Hashiras were actually able to unlock their mark. We all know that Rengoku used to train all the time, but not the other Hashiras. Now it would be interesting to see what results they bring, especially the Stone Hashira, Gyomei Himejima, since he is the strongest. We'll also get to know more about each Hashira, their past, and why they chose this life of demon slaying. We'll find out more backstory about Shinobu and why exactly she's not training aside from creating that specific poison for a certain demon that she encountered in the past. We also learn more about the Serpent Hashira and his connection with Kanroji. There will be a fight between the Wind Hashira and Tanjiro. I've been waiting for that since Season 1 for hurting Nezuko. We get to learn why the Stone Hashira is crying so much, but why he is the strongest of all the Hashiras. We're going to see the biggest character development in Zenitsu. Yes, the guy receives a strange letter and finally decides to have some balls to not only train and get serious about something, but also settle some old beef. Also, Gyu's character development will shock everyone. As promised, I will tell you a bit about Gyu's past. You see, this is a little semi-spoiler. Gyu feels he's not worthy of being a Hashira. That's why he doesn't want to participate with other Hashiras, much less train other people. He says he's weak and not worthy of the title. He mentions that during the selection exam, someone else was supposed to have been selected. That's all I'm gonna say. So, when is the rumored release date? While the third season of Demon Slayer is officially over, the story is just getting exciting! UFO Table has already released the official teaser for Season 4, and it's confirmed that the season will cover the most intense arc, which is the Hashira Training Arc. So, when can we expect the fourth season to arrive? For that, we'll have to think logically. Season 1 of Demon Slayer ended in September 2019, but the second season was released in late 2021 and finished in January 2022. And after that, we saw the third season released pretty quickly on April 9th, 2023. This was a relatively short season and it ended in June 2023. It seems like UFO Table has an unlimited budget, and I'm sure their stocks are rising along with their popularity. Considering all these factors, we can expect the season's release in the summer of 2024 or early 2025, depending on the number of episodes and whether they are only going to stick to the Hashira Training Arc. We understand that the arc is a bit too short. I mean, if we look at the manga chapter, there aren't even 10. From chapter 128 to 136, these chapters might not be enough to cover a whole season, which points towards one thing only. We might get to see some episodes of the Infinity Castle arc, which is what most fans are excited about. Whatever they're planning, I'm sure it will be great. Time is ticking for the Demon Slayers because Muzan already knows the position of 60% of all Demon Slayers. Will Tanjiro, Zenitsu, and Inosuke survive and complete the training? Will everyone awaken the mark before Muzan makes his move? We will find out in the upcoming season. So what are you most excited about in the upcoming season? If Rengoku was alive, what would his training be like? Let me know in the comments down below. See you in the next video. Peace!